hit, throws it away. It's intercepted at the 5 and taken down at the 3-yard line. The Titans with the football. Picking off the pass is going to be Long. Terrible decision by Stafford. He was being wrapped up in the end zone. He threw it forward as Simmons had him, was going to take him to the ground. Stafford winged it right into the arms of Long, who nearly got into the end zone.
2 weeks in a row. I expect it from Carson Wentz, not as much from Matthew Stafford. Take the safety, buddy. This one, like, even if you want to say, well, Wentz was trying to do this, take the safety, because then they're going to have to get the ball back. You can't even give Stafford that.
Nah.
Simmons got to him, and he panicked, freaked out, and made a terrible decision because Simmons made him look bad over and over last night.
Everybody saw it said on social media last night. It looked like Matthew Stafford Wentzed it.
That's what I said in a text to you guys. I'm like, he just did the same thing.
Uh-oh.
Except he did it with his actual hand. He didn't do a left-handed pass. He still did it with the right hand.
Well, I would ask the question, what's so bad about taking the safety when what happened was way worse?
That's what I'm saying. Like, unless you can throw the ball out of bounds somehow, that's a
It should have been intentional grounding anyway, loss of downs in the end zone.
Yeah.
It's funny how they tried to cover it up to his forward progress stop with the ball outside, just outside of the end zone. I don't know. Let the play continue. That's a sack. That's a sack for me. And it's a sack safety for me. Huge. There would have been 4 sacks with Jeff.
Yeah.
God.
He could have had as many as he wanted.
Ooh.
It seemed like last night, as dominant as he was. 615-737-1045. 737-1045. The Rams fall to your Titans, 28-16. Let's go to Eric in Nashville first. Eric, what's up?
Guys, the Sunday night jinx is over.
Hey.
And the headline this morning should read, Jeffrey Simmons ransacks and sacks Rams.
Rams sacking Simmons.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I got to give all the props to his coaching staff. I'm not going to lie. I did not think we were going to win this game last night. I thought we were going to get blown out. But all credit to the Titans coaching staff for what they did. A spectacular job. And I was going to get to more about the game and stuff, but there's something I got to bring up that happened last night. You may or may not have heard about this. Jason, I know you work for the national media on Fox, and you've got other hosts on the Fox airways. Some who are good, some who are terrible, some who are just weird and crazy. And you got one in particular that drives me nuts, and his name is Mr. Ben Maller. He basically went off on the game at 1 o'clock this morning. It was the lead story because he's a huge Rams fan. He gave the Titans 0 credit. He said the referees basically the fix was in because the fact they had just like 3.9 penalties, all of a sudden they have 12. So he felt something was wrong with that, and the Titans are not going to get that kind of call for the rest of the season. He's still not sold on the Titans. He basically said the Rams had a game. He said that game. He said the Rams more lost it than the Titans won it. He gave the defense 0 credit. He said that they were just lucky to win this ball game. And and he said you guys are just not going to continue to do like this. And of course, he had people that called in, tried to challenge him, and people were going after him on Twitter. This is the same guy who a few years ago basically cracked what I believe was a sick joke, saying that the reason that DMP suffered the heart situation, whatever it was on the sideline, he suffered a few years ago was from watching the Titans offense. So that tells you where his kind of humor is coming from.
Yeah, he's a shock jock.
Whoa.
Yeah. He basically was saying stuff like that. I mean, he gave the Titans 0 credit, and that's the way he wants to be. That's the way he wants to be. He basically said the Rams are going to get better. He trashes all other NFL teams and other sports teams. He's big LA, everything. He will not criticize or badmouth his own team. So just thought I'd share with you that. And I know other people probably call in and heard that too. Guys, y'all take care, tighten up, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Be safe, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Wow.
Maller's just another talking head who, he's a Rams fan. He's a Clippers fan. His fandom is out there for everybody to see. Angels fan, I believe is what he is. Like, whatever. What he said is preposterous. The reason that the Tennessee Titans beat the Rams last night is because the Tennessee Titans were the better team on the field last night, period. The reason the Tennessee Titans beat the Rams last night is because the Titans' defense was the most impressive unit maybe that I saw all day across the NFL yesterday. The reason the Tennessee Titans beat the Rams was because Shane Bowen outcoached Sean McVay between defense and offense. The reason the Tennessee Titans beat the Los Angeles Rams last night is because the defense made Matthew Stafford look like the Rams were like, oh, man, did we really give up these first-round picks to get this guy? They made him look like a bad version of Jared Goff. He's better than he played last night, and it's not because he was just terrible. It was because the Tennessee Titans beat their rear ends and got after him and rushed them from all over the place and did it with 3 and 4. And the O-line for the Rams couldn't handle it at all.
Could not.
Now, in terms of the penalties, I didn't like all the penalties that were called against them last night. I don't like all the penalties that were called against anybody in any game because that's the way it goes. I think Collinsworth at one point said, boy, don't really like the officiating in this game tonight. And I think it was after a call against Tennessee when he said that. But you're going to get that. If you put it in the hands of the officials, you're basically asking for a loss. But the Rams were dominant. Or pardon me, the Rams were dominant coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And now on the way out, you're just like, okay, well, the NFC, Aaron Rodgers cost the Green Bay Packers a win yesterday by not being available to them. The Rams lost. The Cowboys lost to my Denver Broncos yesterday. It was definitely an odd day in the NFL for a lot of teams, but the one last night didn't feel all that odd to me. It just felt like this is what this team does.
Had a feeling something strange was going to happen at Denver, man.
I kind of did too.
Coach Munch just texted me out of the blue yesterday. I was like, this is rare for you, man. Like, what's going on? You really feel like y'all going to get blown out or you going to have a great day? And the Broncos had a great friggin' day yesterday. Golly.
Indeed. Let's go to Tony the Stud. Tony, go ahead, man.
Tony.
Hey guys. How's it going this morning?
Doing well.
Hey, that's how you finish up a birthday weekend right there, folks. Turning 33 over the weekend, get a Vols victory and a Titans victory. But I guess a real couple of questions for y'all because, I mean, y'all are breaking it down pretty much exactly the way it was. The offense, statistically, if fans go and look on paper, the Rams pretty much had that game in first downs, efficiency, yards per play. Matthew Stafford with completion, the yards that he threw for. They just kind of beat us in all kind of statistical categories, but the defense yesterday, man, was so good. And Jeffrey Simmons, oh my gosh, that defensive line is so good, y'all. I'd be really curious to know, Jason. I mean, I know y'all are going to wait, but I can't wait to hear where you are now with these Titans, like ranking wise. I know that some of the guys aren't a big fan with it, but I wouldn't put the Titans number 1 right now in the league. I mean, just simply because Tom Brady. But I think that the Titans right now are one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the league.
Oh, I agree.
The only team.
We agree with you.
Yeah. I was going to say this too. Do y'all think that the win for the Vols over Kentucky was bigger, or that the Titans over the Rams was bigger? And I'll hang up and I'll listen, man.
All right, Tony. I mean, I think it's interesting. I think it's an interesting question because it's Kentucky. You're probably not going to think it's that big of a win. But it's a nice win.
It was their 18 for 18.
Yeah, it's a nice win. It's still the Titans beating the Rams because the storyline was so obvious without Derrick Henry being in there. And on a night where, look, the offense didn't do all that much to make you think they don't miss Derrick Henry because they didn't have 200 yards. And if you want to say anything negative about it last night, it's A.J. Brown's got to stop dropping passes.
Yeah.
He knows that.
Yeah, he called it out.
Yeah, and he should. Because he's way too talented a receiver to do that. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the thing that's going to keep him from being mentioned in the categories he deserves to be mentioned is. Yeah. He's had that happen a couple of times this year where he's had a bunch of drops. I think he had 3 that I recall last night.
Yeah, I remember the 2 specifically for third down conversions. If there was another one, I missed it somewhere. I'll say this, too. I think both the wins, Vols and the Titans, were equally about the same. And the stats, honestly, the stats really of what the Vols did is never supposed to happen. We can ping pong back and forth on Titans and Vols too, but freaking holding the ball under 15 minutes, that defense having to go through 99 plays to beat them on their turf, the number 18th ranked team in the country who's supposed to finish like second in the SEC, you beat them. It was huge, man. Big time weekend for the state this past weekend. I was excited to say the least, man. My little flag football team went 2-2 over the weekend too. Hey, let's go, man. Big day today. Victory Monday for everybody.
Yeah, Western Kentucky too.
Western. Hey now.
Beat Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, you did.
Just to keep the villainy alive, right? Corey in Nashville. Corey, what's up?
What's up, Corey?
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing today?
Good. Good morning.
Hey, man. So I'm gonna treat this just like I treat my Buccaneers podcast, man. I give them a word or a phrase of the week. And for this Tennessee Titans team, man, I've been watching them all year. I live here, so I've been watching them all year. Ignorance is bliss for this team, man. They go into every single game, play their game, and they let the cards fall where they're going to fall. Oh, no, we got the Buffalo Bills this week, Monday Night Football. Okay, we're going to run the ball and play defense. Oh, no, we got the Kansas City Chiefs coming in. Okay, we're going to run the ball and play defense. Oh, man, we got to go to L.A. this week. Okay, we're going to play our game and play defense. It's so amazing to watch, and I love when professionals are professional. The Tennessee Titans and you guys agree with the other guy who said they're a top 3 team in the NFL. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You are who you are at this point in the season, man. We played 9 games. The only non-playoff team they've beaten, I think, is what the Colts, and that's been their nemesis, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And they swept them, right?
Yep, they did.
So you gotta take your hats off to this team, man. I'm glad I get to watch these games objectively and just admire what this coaching staff is putting on the field every single week. They look prepared. The Rams, the officiating was bad last night. It was bad, but the Tennessee Titans were so much better than the Rams. It would have taken the officials to get the Rams back in that game last night. That's how much more dominant the Titans were than the Rams. They were dominant, man. Like, I'm watching them play, and they look prepared. They look like look like they actually prepare for games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To take away to slow that team down, and what that team has been doing all season, to slow that team down the way they did. They didn't even slow them down; they stopped them. They had, like you said, Matthew Stafford. The coaching staff was like, "Oh my God, we gave up picks for this guy."
Yeah. That's what the Titans made him look like. Corey, appreciate the phone call, buddy. Yeah. Look, I'll say it this way: I know the Titans are still going to lose some games before the end of the regular season. They just are. Like, they're not going to win out. I don't know what those games are, so I'm just going to pick them to win every week. That's really the way it is. Like, I had said the Rams would be the last team I picked against them, and I'll stand behind the prediction. But from here on out, I'll just be wrong on whatever games it is that they turn around and lose. But I'm just not going to pick against them because I can't from week to week determine who it is that if they do show up, who's going to be able to take advantage and beat them if they show up less than themselves. If you can get past the Rams in that situation last night, then you've got my trust for the rest of the season just to see what you do.
I'll tell you
so I'm not picking against you.
Nissan's going to be rocking Sunday. If y'all don't have that place sold out, especially with the Saints, and they love to come to Tennessee, Saints fans love to go to Memphis and Nashville, man. If y'all don't sell this thing out and get loud for these boys on Sunday, man, I'm going to be hot at y'all.
Trevor Siemian revenge game.
Oh, man, come on.
Trevor Siemian revenge game.
Is that Michael?
It is.
Is that Michael?
Goes on. Mike is on the line. All right, Mike, go ahead.
Pay up, fool. Say no, Michael. Say this Cuzzo right here. This Cuzzo. I told you all season. I told you in the off season. And what'd you do? You try to talk bad. You try to talk to me like I ain't know what I was talking about. And look what happened. Embrace the underdog, bruh. We don't need national coverage. Ain't never needed. They ain't gotta be pretty. They ain't gotta throw the ball down the field 30, 40 times. We ain't got to. We can be ugly. We can be gritty and play defense and still get that dub up against an undefeated team or one-loss team or two. It don't matter when we got this coaching staff, man. I tried to tell y'all. What y'all do? Y'all play. So come on, get your Sharpie ready. Jay, get your Sharpie ready. I want to see it on there.
I don't have a Sharpie right now. Just remind us what has to go. Wait a second. Remind us what has to go on the index card. I'll put it on that. Look, the hat. I wore this hat instead of the Braves hat today because it's a TM. I was going to give you your initials. Just we'll
That's
put it
right.
on we're gonna put it on an index card and tape it on here like it's the Diversity Day
No,
episode
you got
of The
to write
Office.
it on the
I'm not
brim. That
writing
was
it
the deal.
on the hat, Mike. I'm not
now
ruining
you
my
wanna-
hat.
now you want to change it. You said you
I
had
didn't-
3 of them. Dedicate one to
No.
embracing the underdog,
No.
baby. You said
I'm
you
not
had 3
ruining
of
my
them.
hat.
You see, look at that. You know I got baptized yesterday, so I'm gonna be peaceful.
Be
and
holy,
happy.
Mike. Be holy,
You
Mike.
know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be holy about it. I am, because I did just get baptized. You still my brother in Christ, regardless how we go. But if you want to back out of the deal and take the,
I'm not backing out of it. I didn't realize we meant we're gonna deface my hat for all time.
Hey, I was ready to buy a Colts hat, deface my hat, whatever.
I'm saying
needed to happen.
we'll tape it to the front of it. You can see it on camera, and I'll leave it on there for the week if we can make sure it stays on there.
I want it under, so for any time a Titans fan calls and you roll their eyes at them, you got to remember, embrace the underdog, baby.
All right,
and on
Mike.
that note, yep, Cuzzo was right. Hashtag embrace the underdog. That's
Okay.
what it needs to say. I can't wait for you to pay up. Everybody have a blessed Victory Monday, and I love y'all.
All
Real
right.
talk.
All right, Mike. Appreciate it, buddy. We love you too. 615-737-1045. 737-1045 for your reactions. We'll jump into some of the stats from last night. When he said we don't need the national attention, well, you're going to get it now.
It's there.
You're definitely going to get it now. Like
Can't even help it.
today you will get it. It's not going to be about the Rams falling apart. It's going to be about you guys having a 5-game win streak, including wins over the Bills, the Chiefs, the Rams, the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what you're going to hear today. So now everybody's going to be paying attention to you. And then here come the Saints on Sunday. And as Ramon said, show out at Nissan Stadium.
Man.
737-1045. We'll be right back with more of your reactions and more of your phone calls. JMart and Ramon, 1045 The Zone.
Last night.